worlds are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been honest. It breaks in my heart. It's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we hurt. Let me speak the truth. I know you don't want to face it. You think it's too late, but I can see past the rain. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighter, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom, so bottom up please. We're gonna get over this. I see the smoke in the mirrors. I'm holding the key, one step away from salvation. You're like the ocean, setting me free. Out in the open, I'm picking up speed. No bad thoughts penetrate. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. And throw our problems in the flames. Ooh, throw our problems in the flames.
Hi, everybody. All right, make sure it's working. Before I quickly forget, I just want to say hi, everybody, but this was going to disappear. Robert Young, thank you, Wendy and Robert from Ontario. You guys sent the super chat well before it even started, and I even got on camera, so I didn't want that to get missed, so I absolutely had to pop in and say thanks very much. I saw a lot of people here already waiting, and yeah, I've been kind of on a rant this week, haven't I? But it's okay. It's all in fun. I also want to mention that if you want to send any things out to representatives and that to voice your opinion on whether or not cruising should open in Florida, don't forget you can Google the CLIA. What was it called there, Paul, up at the top? CLIA? I got it saved up here. Yeah, it was saved. Somebody remind me, CLIA Action site. And that's where you just go in, you voice your opinion. I've done it like 4 times on different emails right now. Basically, voting your opinion on whether or not cruising should open. I imagine if you are here, the vast majority of people are in favor of cruising starting at some point. If you saw my thumbnail, I have booked some cruises recently. The latest one I have booked is the Norwegian Joy in December. I'm taking Paul, who's beside me. Say hi, Paul.
Hey.
And Mark, who's in the other room, monitoring the chat. So yeah, we're hoping December. And the only reason I haven't booked anything sooner is simply because I don't know when I'll get vaccinated. And right now, everybody needs a vaccination that's going on. But man, there are a lot of cruises, right? The Celebrity Apex has been announced sailing in the Med. We have 2 the Britannia, the Iona, we have Cunard, we have Princess setting up the Regal and the Sky Princess, we have the Disney Wonder. A lot of cruising going on. So yeah, and so I'm getting excited. I'm hoping I am okay to cruise in December, and I'm hoping they're just sailing out of the U.S. ports. And yeah, let's get into some questions out there from anybody. What do you got? Oh, been thinking of booking an August cruise for my 40th birthdays. What are your honest thoughts on it happening? It's really hit and miss right now. There are so many things going on. There is so much pressure on the government and the CDC to open up. The only bad thing is, yes, the vaccines are rolling out a ton in the United States. You guys are doing amazing there. Trouble is, the cases are back on the rise. 21 states this morning reported over the weekend cases back on the rise, in some cases 20% higher. And they're not going to change their mind if that keeps happening. So who knows? I'm hoping that the vaccines just cut everything down and they start paying attention to mortality rate, hospitalizations, and things like that. And hopefully this is finally over. But in all honesty, we just don't know. We just don't know. What else you got for me, Paul?
Nothing yet.
No more questions. You guys are pretty easy. You just want me to ramble on to this. I booked a January cruise, Norwegian Cruise Encore. Yeah. You know what? We better be cruising by January of next year. It's crazy. A lot of people also messaged me and said, by the way, are you mad at the other bloggers out there? And I said, why would I be mad? Well, Tony's going on the cruise in June, and all these bloggers are going on cruises. And my friend Emma is looking at booking out in the UK, and Ben and David in the UK, they can all cruise. Morgan's on a cruise in Germany. They can all cruise, and we can't cruise here. And even in the United States, I cannot go to the Bahamas and jump on one of those cruises, or Bermuda or St. Martin, because I just do not have the vaccine, and I have no first dose, no nothing. It's not good here in Canada the way we're rolling things out. It is absolutely scary right now. Our cases are climbing, and we don't have a good vaccine rollout. So we're back under lockdown and back under curfews in some provinces. And I just want to get on a ship. I really do, but it's not looking great. Have the other authoritative government agencies that make the decision to sail been disclosed? That Mike and Leanne, no. You know why? Because it's the Port Authority, it's the government, and it's agencies like that, the Coast Guard. It's nothing that they haven't been dealing with for a year, and they've been dealing with for years and years and years. It still goes to the CDC. They're the ones running the show. If they went to the other agencies and said, you know what, get it ready by the end of the month because we're releasing it next month, whether you're ready or not, it would be released. So yeah, they just haven't shown any interest in helping the cruise lines at all. I think I saw a super chat go by there, Paul.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Paul's a little behind there. All right, question. What happens if you book a cruise and the vaccine is not available for you yet by the time you cruise? If you cannot get vaccinated, you can get basically a future cruise credit with most of the cruise lines right now. A couple of them are offering your refund, but usually it is just a future cruise credit. You don't lose anything. You would just have to book another cruise, stating for the fact that you could not get the vaccine in time. So that's not too bad. They're taking that into account. And a lot of people, again, yeah, Bill, moved to the US. I love it here in Canada. I really do. I love my city. But man, we are pathetic when it comes to vaccines. It is really pathetic. Susie, Don, can you talk a little and give information on the transatlantic cruise you booked? Yes. All right. For those of you who saw my video last week, I met with the business development manager at Holland. She wanted to introduce herself. Her name is Lori, and she said, I just wanted to talk to you guys and introduce herself because she's new to our territory and everything. And then we started talking. She happened to mention October 15th next year is an anniversary cruise of the 150th transatlantic, 150 years for Holland America, leaving from Rotterdam on the brand new Rotterdam cruise ship. And I said, that sounds like a really good cruise coming from the Netherlands back to Fort Lauderdale. I said, you know what? I'm going to book that myself. I love transatlantics. I wanted to get on the Rotterdam. Perfect opportunity. And it's 5 days after my birthday. So why not? I'll be 60 for that cruise. Oh, yeah. I know I'm getting old. I know. I understand. But as I mentioned on there, if anyone wants to join me, I wasn't going to make a big group. I've never done a group on Holland America, but I would create one and make it all set up. And I have 157 people asking for information on the cruise. So I've created all those lists for the emailing, a list and everything. I've created a little bit about what the cruise is and everything, and they'll all be going out tomorrow to all those who have sent in and requested information. I have a sale going on next Saturday. It starts, where Holland America is a little different from the other cruise lines. In order to get space for a group, a travel agent actually has to pay for it by how many cabins you want. And so if I was going to reserve, say, 100 cabins for 150 requests, if we only got 100 people, that's $10,000 I have to put up there. So, but they're offering some onboard credits, reduced deposit, refundable. So I said, okay, set it up. Let me know what it is, and I can let everybody click on the links, find out what it is. And if you're interested, we'll get it all set up next week. But that's all going out tomorrow. So you should start seeing the email. And if you're not, just send me an email and I'll forward it off to you. Holland America hasn't gotten back to me to tell me exact prices yet. So the only thing I know is it will be no more expensive than the current prices are going now. The only thing else is we will have extra onboard credits, and we will have cocktail parties on board, gifts on board, and it will be a refundable deposit no matter what. So I think I missed one super chat, but I'm going to get this one. Cheers, GXP, Holland America 150th, really want to go. Doesn't it sound great? Wouldn't it sound great to spend 15 days on the ocean right now? Just Morgan sent me a little clip there that I had on this week from his trip on the Mind Shift 2, I believe he was on. And one of his videos is he's just out there waking up, having coffee on his balcony. Boy, do I miss that. Boy, do I just miss sitting out there and letting the ocean go by, because that's one of my favorite things to do. Robert, hello from Robert and Kathy in Houston. Hi, guys. Hope you guys are recovering from after that winter storm you guys had down there. I was reading so many stories down there about people getting $19,000, electric bills, heating bills after that storm. And I'm going, how is that possible? How does that kind of thing happen? But you guys must run a completely different system down there than we do. Question, what do you think of the changes to the Crown and Anchor benefits? I just saw a story. I haven't gone in and looked at what they're changing right now. They say it's for safety measures. So I haven't read exactly what they are yet. I will cover it off in a video this week. Sometimes they just have to do what they have to do, but I don't know of too many of those benefits that it required any extra safety measures that wouldn't, like extra dining, extra getting on the ship faster. I don't understand. So let me take a look at it. I will put a video out this week on that for sure. Karen, I see Karen has a little message coming up here. Jeff Apollo, what do you think NCL Royal Caribbean will start cruising out of New York and New Jersey? New York, unfortunately, is one of those states that just reported that their cases have gone up. And you know the history of New York. They shut everything down when things start going up. So I really am worried. I don't expect that until like closer to November. and you might start to see some Bermuda cruises up there. It's so up in the air. Everybody out there is trying to make their point, and they have good points, good history of, you know, what's been going on in the rest of the world and how they've been able to open up, and so few cases. I mean, even Richard Fain just came out with Royal Caribbean and said, if you look at like per capita, how many people have cruised with us and how many people have caught COVID from our ships and how many people have caught COVID on land, you are 10 times less likely to catch COVID on a cruise ship right now than you are going to your local grocery store, riding a bus, or going to work. So how do you argue with facts like that? But they are, and that's kind of the problem. Hi, Don. Do you think Canada will open cruise ships before next February? No, I don't. Simply for this fact of we are doing so poorly with our vaccine rollout. We really are. You guys are going to have 200 million people vaccinated by the end of next month. We will have 1% of our population fully vaccinated by then. 1%. That's it. That's how bad our system is right now. And that's if we get all the vaccines we're supposed to get. India's already said you might not get your next amount. Pfizer just said you might not get your next week's dose. We approved Johnson & Johnson. When are we going to get our first dose of Johnson & Johnson? September. So that's no help. So yeah, it's all over the place. Any opinion on vaccine passports? New York announced that they are planning vaccine passports for concerts, sports, probably other places like restaurants. They're planning that for travel, for airline travel. They're planning that here in Canada. They're trying to push back, saying that it might be discriminatory because you're forcing somebody to get a medical procedure that they might not want. But that doesn't stop private businesses from saying that if you want to use our business, you have to have a vaccine. Unfortunately, the cruise lines do not want to have to use vaccines. They don't want to have that as a stringent policy. But Bahamas said you had to, St. Martin said you had to, Greece has said you had to. So they're doing what they have to try and open. And if the CDC comes and said, you know what, we're going to lift the sail order as long as you guys make sure everybody's vaccinated, everybody will have to be vaccinated. It's a simple story like that. Well, $11.95 Tuck, super sticker. Thank you very much. No question. I wish I could answer one for you. Go there. Granny Bee geckos. Karen. What? Granny Bee's geckos. Thanks, Karen. Karen is a long-time subscriber. She was on one of our first groups. So yeah, I can't wait to get back out on the next cruise, Karen. Patty, oh my goodness. Thank you very much, Patty R. Much appreciated. Everybody out there again. Oh, I have to do this. I did this on my Just Dawn channel. Did you see? Did you see? Wishing you a fantastic day. Dawn's Family Vacations. I was sent this from somebody, and it's my new favorite cup. It really is. So much appreciated. Like, you guys go above and beyond all the time for me, and it re-evaluates everything I've ever done, because you guys always go one step above anything I've ever done, and I appreciate it so much. It's just crazy. Question from Jeff Snyder. With cruises being booked and canceled for over a year now, are cruise lines supporting travel agents, or are they working for nothing? We are working for nothing. If you had a cruise canceled right at the beginning of the pandemic, most of the cruise lines honored the commissions that were due at the time. So for about 2 months, people got some commissions. However, everything since then, most travel agents haven't received a thing. And even when people take their future cruise credits and then rebook another cruise and then eventually go on another cruise, that money covers the commission you've already been paid. So you won't get paid again. They're not going to pay you twice for the same booking. So no, in fact, my next paycheck, I'm expecting in February of next year. that's my next paycheck. Woo! Good thing I'm winning the lottery tonight. Good thing I'm winning the lottery. Sandra, can you give information on travel insurance for COVID-19? I think it's required for international travel. Yep. A lot of the places that you're going to say you must have COVID coverage in your travel insurance, and most travel insurance now are covering it. If you look at the Holland America cruise for next year, the insurance is pretty expensive. And it's pretty expensive because you can cancel for any reason. That's your COVID coverage right there. Cancel for any reason. You don't have to go on the cruise. But also, if there's any medical emergencies when you're there related to COVID, that insurance does cover it. If your insurance doesn't cover COVID, specifically, it's not necessarily going to be covered. So it's always a question you need to ask. The cruise lines have it, all the cruise lines covered, like NCL, Royal Caribbean, MSC, Costa Cruise Line, Princess, Carnival. That is included in their insurance. They have you covered in that insurance. So if you're booking through the cruise lines, you're good. If you go outside the cruise lines, make sure you have those two things, COVID coverage, and make sure you have evacuation coverage. Those are the most important things when you're traveling, especially right now. Will the buffet be closed on cruise ships? They're going to be, they're not closed, but they're different. Right now, most of them have somebody serving you. So you are going to stand there in your section, separated by 6 feet from other people, and you're going to point to a person what you want on the plate. They're going to hand you the plate, or they'll bring it to your table even. If you want to, if some places you can order it on the app and they'll bring you directly to your table. But I think buffets eventually are going to come back. Once this disappears, and at some point it will disappear, you're going to see the buffets come back because it just feeds so many people so quickly and so conveniently that it's hard not to have that on the cruise ship. Because if you get 5,000, 6,000 people on a cruise ship, the dining will not handle it all by itself. They need buffets. So yeah, I think buffets will eventually come back though. Is it better to cruise with a Canadian passport, American passport, as a dual citizen? I don't really think it matters that much unless you're going to China. Right now, China's not happy with Canada too much, but I guess they're not happy with the United States too much right now neither. I don't think it really makes that big a difference where you're traveling with the passport. Both countries have pretty much the same places you're allowed to go with the passport. It doesn't give you a favor in one area or the other. But if you are going to, say, the UK may open up to the United States faster than they open up to Canada, just because of the vaccine rollout. So you may be able to go to a cruise in the UK where we may not be able to go yet. So that's what I would watch for, where they say you're allowed to come from. Really handy having dual citizenship, dual passports, because that can come in handy right now when they're going by country based on how well you're doing. Don, great name, Donald. Booked on Anthem of the Seas, Southampton in July. The fjords, man. Your thoughts? Will they visit ports? Will it just be a cruise to nowhere? July is pretty soon. They're sailing in June. I would say you're going to, it most likely will be just cruises to nowhere along the coast. I think they're planning that for about 2.5 months, and they're hoping to add ports as they go along. But right now, the vast majority of everything sailing out of the UK is not going to ports. They're just going along the coastlines. So that's kind of where I'm thinking that's going. But at least you get to go. I would take it. Norwegian fjords, I would take it in a second right now. So, do you think cruise lines will run existing itinerary and cancel some people to reduce occupancy or opt to cancel deployment and issue brand new itineraries? Good question. I honestly think they are going to cancel everything. They're just like they just did in the UK. Emma had her Norwegian Forge cruise canceled from Princess Cruise Lines. They just cut them all down and they're reintroducing the itineraries, and you can book them on the new one. They can also, by the way, when they do that, raise the prices that way because less ships are sailing. There's a lot of people who want to go, and they might be able to scrape out another 10, 15, 20% out of people's pockets by canceling the other cruise and reintroducing the new itineraries. So I think that's absolutely the way they're going to go.
Some people are saying that the feed is very blurry tonight.
It is. I do notice that my signal is pretty low here, but it's crystal clear, unfortunately, here. I'll see if it clears up here in a minute, guys. I see a super chat up in the corner, Paul. Dom, what about Panama Canal cruise? Panama Canal still on schedule for April of next year. No mention of closing that. I think that's going to have plenty of time for us to be able to go. United States will have everybody well vaccinated before then. So if that cruise gets canceled, United States and Canada and everybody's in a lot of trouble up until that point. So, yeah. Super chat, Lucian Marconi. Do you think if cruising starts this summer, they will be leaving out of New York? I have one booked in July and one for August. Thank you for always enlightening your day with your videos. I appreciate enlightening your days, especially when I get into my rants. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, so let's say New York again. New York is a tough go because they have been fighting even to open movie theaters, right, for the longest time in New York City. And if they get those cases rising again, it might be a long time before they allow cruise ships back in the harbor. However, if they drop the conditional sail order, they don't have any reason to say the cruise ships can't come there. So if they drop the conditional sail order altogether, then I think you'll see it. If they start doing test cruises, I think you're only going to see Florida, maybe Texas, and that'll be it to begin with until well into the fall, unfortunately. Oh, there you go. Do you think the CDC is purposely not approving sailing as they have always had a problem with them? We're just looking for a reason to shut them down. I don't think they're looking for a reason. I think they just are very apathetic and very don't care. Right now, they're concentrating on rolling out the vaccines, and that's all they want to talk about. They keep on saying that they're worried about the variants, but I think they're just ignoring the cruise lines, unfortunately. I think they are afraid that if they say you can sail and one thing happens wrong, they'll be let down. They'll be the ones to blame and not the cruise lines. But I mean, it's been a year. It's the only business for a year that has a legislation saying you can't do it, like countrywide, right? You can have each individual state saying you can't open for a while, do this, do that. But that's the only business in North America that says, yeah, you just can't operate, period. And right now, the science isn't backing up their claims, and that's kind of a problem. Any suggestion on tips on the Norwegian Epic? I booked it for January, Aruba and Corazzo. The Epic, boy, it's been a long time. I'd have to think back since I've been on that ship. There's been so many Royal Norwegian ships since then. Let me think about that one for a minute, Jimmy. Let me think about that one for a minute. Karen, thank you very much for the super chat. I know I probably missed a couple already. They just zoom by, guys, and it's really fast. It's hard to catch up sometimes, but we're doing our best here. So don't forget, if you're looking to show your support once again for the cruising industry, don't forget to send out your thoughts to your local representatives. Who knows? It might be enough pressure to just have them do something. I keep drawing a blank on it because I'm thinking live. I know it's CLIA. It's CLIA what, though? It'll come up. We'll bring it up. Hey, Don, do you know anything about the entertainment on board cruises that are sailing now and cruises that will sail coming months? Okay. My big question has been, and I'm trying to get an answer to it, I know the smaller cruise lines right now haven't been doing the Broadway shows, but they've been doing the other entertainment. So they're doing their game shows, they're doing the live entertainment on board, they'll have a comedian, that kind of entertainment. But they haven't been doing the live big Broadway productions yet. However, when Royal Caribbean is going, from what I'm understanding, they will be having the theater experience, but they're going to limit capacity in the shows, of course. So that sometimes when you go on a 7-day cruise, they put 2 shows in the theater on Royal Caribbean, 2 big Broadway shows. You might only see 1 now because they'll have to spread it out over the length of time. However, if they're only sailing at 50% capacity, it might be good enough. But I think on Royal, and probably when you get on Princess, you're going to be able to see the big shows again, because that's a big selling point on their cruises. Do you think Norwegian Cruise Line is going to sail out of the Caribbean islands or Bermuda like how Celebrity and Royal Caribbean doing? They're kind of falling behind, aren't they, Norwegian? And I thought they were going to be one of the first ones to jump out there and say, let's get going when they started bringing all their crew back. And I think they're running into that problem now. They brought all the crew and sent them home, and now they're not prepared to sail out of the Caribbean anywhere. I think if they start up, you're going to see them in the UK. And I think that's where and maybe the Med. So I think that's right now where they're focusing on. And if we're lucky, they might send 1 ship out here, but I don't think it's going to be one of their large ships right now. Super chat, Brandon Hilliard. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for your show as a crew member. I can't wait to go back to work and have you come cruise with us, Brandon. I can't wait as well. Hey, Brandon, send me an email. Let me know when you get assigned to a cruise ship and you're ready to sail, so I know what cruise ship you're on. I can maybe go and say hi. I am planning so many cruises right now. I'm looking at 6 next year, besides the 3 group cruises and the Joy at the end of this year. So I'm going to be making up for lost time. I am so claustrophobic in my house that I have to get out and just do something. Something. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, I saw a quick question. Will Key West ever host a cruise again? I think Key West is going to get voted down, but there's a lot of controversy out there. There's, do you interfere with a town's rights to run what they think is right for their town? Or do you interfere with the state's right to run an economy? It's hit and miss. There's both sides to everything. As a cruiser, I hope they don't ban cruise ships. I like going to Key West. I know people in Key West. I love to visit them when I'm down there. But I absolutely don't know which side I fall on this, because it's government, and I don't like getting involved in government at all, because there's both sides to the story. So yeah, I unfortunately for the people in Key West, I think the state legislature is going to vote that into effect, and they will see cruise ships return. Karen's back. There's Karen. Granny B geckos. I'm ready. Try that again, Paul. There we go. I'm ready. Let's go, but only if it's safe. I agree. That's kind of the point we've always been making. A lot of people saying that I've been really hard on the CDC because I think they're just trying to protect everybody. But that's not my problem. My problem is that they're not even considering things right now. And when somebody says, by the way, we're doing this and this is our protocols, give us some protocols that you think we should be doing. They haven't said anything. They haven't done a single thing. They've been very, very lax. So, we've been sailing around the world Richard Fain just said 100,000 cruise people have sailed with just Royal Caribbean since November during the pandemic, and only 10 people have had COVID, and there was no super spreader event out of 150 cruises. But somehow every time the CDC talks, they say it's still a super spreader, and it will happen all over, but it hasn't happened all over. And that's kind of the frustrating point, that they seem to be backward thinking and history thinking and not forward thinking and coming up with solutions. And that's the part I have a real hard time with. Are you on a cruise, Vloggers Cruise in January? I'm not right now. The reason I'm not, I can jump on at any time if I want, but I'm looking at a segment of a world cruise in 23. It's looking like a 50-some day cruise that I want to take. And I don't know if it would be in January early or if it would be later on in the year. It depends on what group cruises I set up in 2023. So I would love to get on a segment of a group cruise and be able to show everybody all the different ports one after another and just stream from a different port every like 3 or 4 times during the week. I think that would be so cool to be able to do. I'm trying to make it happen. Who knows? But if that falls apart, then I would probably more than likely jump on that Vloggers Cruise just to say hi to all my friends. Absolutely. And anybody else who's on there. I will let y'all know if I'm going to be. And you can know if you can hunt me down and track me down if you want. And those of you who really hate me, you can get in my face if you want. Terry, super chat from Terry. Thank you very much, Terry. Much appreciated. Elizabeth. Hi, Don. We love your cruising videos from Frank and Liz in Brampton, Ontario. A lot of people from Canada today. Canada. Great country to live. One of the greatest places around. Just not during the pandemic with vaccines right now. But I still love my country. I really do. I kind of feel like I'm in North America. I think I'm Canadian, US. When I say we, I'm always thinking Canada and United States. I'm never thinking just Canada or just United States. I think we're kind of one. And I think a lot of people feel that way, especially down here in Canada. We feel like we're cousins. We're that close. And I'm glad we are. I really am. So many friends in the United States. Coming up, we got another one? Nope.
Somebody wants to know where Disney Cruise Line's in all of this.
Disney Cruise Lines, the Disney Wonder, will be sailing. Did they say the UK? I think it's the Southampton they're going to be sailing out of this July. And that's the only one announced so far. But they were at that press conference. Disney Cruise Line was represented at that press conference that DeSantis had in Florida, with Carnival was there, the Royal Caribbean was there, Norwegian was there, and Disney was there as well. So they're trying to put so much pressure, as much pressure as they can muster. And it's almost to the point where you'd almost like to see the cruise line say, tell you what, you let us open by July under these strict protocols, a couple ships here, a couple ships there, and see how it goes. Or we're going to pull all of our ships out of North America for good. And just see what happens. It's a fake. It would be a fake. Like, they're not going to do it. Florida's the #1 cruise destination in the world by far because it's so close to all the nice, warm Caribbean. But just come out and say something like that. Or you know what? We're going to close all of our head offices. We're going to close all of our offices in the cruise ports and just see what happens, because they got to do something because nothing's moving right now. Brent, thanks so much for the super chat. Thank you for all of the videos. Have a fantastic day. You mean a fantastic day, right? That's right. How long will cruise prices stay high? As long as it's a limited supply of cruise ships, they're going to stay high. I was looking at that Holland America cruise. It's okay right now for a 150th anniversary cruise. So it's a specialty cruise. It's a transatlantic cruise. It's 15 days. And I looked at a balcony and it was around $5,500 US for myself right now. That's not bad for a 15-day cruise. That's a specialty cruise. I see them, like Alaska's starting to get well above that now in some of the cruises that are going. The Panama Canal cruise has been going up in price as well. So I don't see prices coming down now for a while. Couple things focusing on that is when cruises start, people are going to be able to use all those future cruise credits they've been saving up, and the cruise lines aren't getting any more money for that. So why not raise the price 20-30% to use up more of those future cruise credits and then start making money? It's kind of the thought process behind that. Plus, cruise ships have to start at 50% to 60% capacity. Well, they can only sail with half the amount of money, so they're going to try and make as much money as possible. And we all want a cruise. Look how many people signed up for test cruises with Royal Caribbean. I'm still waiting for my email. Haven't gotten it yet. I don't think anyone's ever going on a test cruise, personally. When do you think we will see the big cruise ships start in Australia? They just extended it again, right? It's pretty rough. You guys have just started your vaccination program about a month or so ago, but you guys are really good with the virus. You have like nothing there compared to what we have here. So I think they're going to keep that way, along with international travel limited very, very severely until they can pretty much guarantee that the people coming into the country have had the vaccines as well. And unfortunately, Australia, you get a lot of places from Asia and places like that they're not considered safe for vaccines and everything right now with their rollout. So I think we're not going to see anything in Australia till the next season, the next summer season for Australia. You might see some smaller cruises for just local Australia cruises, maybe up to New South Wales. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not going too much. Who is going to allow cruising first, CDC or Canadian Minister of Transport? It's not going to be Canadian Minister of Transport. And you know what? It's not going to be the CDC. I think one way or another, it's going to come down to a government decision other than the CDC. They're going to be told what to do. And I honestly think that's the way it's going to go. So fingers crossed it comes soon, right? Fingers crossed. Bill, what are your thoughts on April 26th public health emergency expiring? Yeah, unfortunately, that's a world public health emergency, not just the US or Canada. And it's not going to end on April 26th because as we're seeing right now, 21 states just announced cases are going up, hospitalizations are going up. So to say that that's going to expire in 29 days from now, I don't think it's going to happen. And it would be so nice if that would expire, because automatically that breaks the hold that the CDC has on cruise ships. That breaks the no sail, or the framework for sailing right there, because that's one of the conditions. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen, because part of it is conditional on the world as well, not just North America. And if you look at Brazil is on fire right now. And Canada. I'll throw Canada in there as well. Callie Fortune. I love the cat, by the way, on your picture. I've been trading options on the cruise line since COVID hit. Your rants have been awesome and actually helped me make it a bunch of money last week. So thank you. I don't know how I made you money, but I'm glad I did. Danny, hey Don, I love your videos. You are the first one who got me hooked on watching these cruise videos. One of the first ones I saw of you was in Jamaica and the taxi. Yeah, the dumb move I made when I was young. Let's just get in this taxi and head off into the middle of nowhere and down this hill into a private beach. And when we came back, they were nowhere to be found. Not a brilliant move on my part as a young person. So, Christy, Suitcase looks sad. Buy him some chocolate. Aw, thank you, Christy. Yeah, but you know what? He's here, and he's a little happier because he knows I booked a cruise in December. So at least he has something to look forward to. He's been dying to get on the cruise ship. And by the way, I will be bringing Suitcase on the group cruises because a lot of people have asked, can I get a photo with Suitcase? So yes, Suitcase will be there. You don't have to worry about it. I think Suitcase gets more pictures taken than I do, for sure. Okay, what do we got here? Got another one for me, Paul? Okay, no questions. Alrighty. So, yeah, who out there, let me know. Are you planning to head out to one of the Caribbean places and get on a cruise ship? Are you willing to do that trip? I know it's a little more expensive. I'm like, well, for Florida, it's not too bad, guys. If you live in Florida, you can take the ferry across. It's not so bad. But if you've noticed the hotels, they have started jacking up the prices in Nassau and in St. Martin. Yeah, so they know you're coming and they want your money and they've started raising those prices. So, yeah. Why are Carnival Cruises selling rooms for $100 a room? Because they don't think the cruise is going to go. They're just looking for money. They're looking for money. I know they just said they're an American cruise line and America's where we're going to sail out of, which all sounds great. They're hoping that they can sail in July. And in fact, they still have their cruises in June, but there's pretty much, unless something dramatic happens, there's no way they're sailing in June. There's just no way. They extended their deadline. So anybody who is supposed to make their final payments, they don't have to do it. And you can get a refund anyway. You could just call in, even if you don't have a refundable deposit, you can still ask for a refund. So at least they've done that, but I honestly don't think they're sailing in June, and that's why you can get those cruises so cheap. And even when they start sailing, they're going to be canceling cruises all over the place because there's no way they're sailing from all those different ships. Do you think excursions will be more expensive? Yes, they will, because you have to go through the cruise line now. You are not allowed to go outside and take a shore excursion, like get off and go to one of those booths and jump in a taxi someplace. You have to go through the cruise line. So yes, they will be raising those prices up. And also, they have to limit the amount of people on each one. They're only allowed to put so many people on a bus now, so many people on a train car, so many people in a boat. So they will be limiting. So in order to make up the difference in their money, they're gonna go up. The prices will definitely go up. Don, have you ever cruised in the UK? Yeah. I've done transatlantics. I've done med cruises. I booked Norway cruise. Of course, that one got canceled because of a hurricane. But yeah, and you know what? I'm planning right now. I saw somebody also asked about river cruises. Been a long time since I've been in a river cruise, like 7-8 years. So when I go to do the Holland America cruise, I'm planning to head there earlier and maybe do a couple river cruises and hopefully end up in Amsterdam or close by where I can just take a short trip over to jump on into Rotterdam, to jump on the ship for my return home. So yeah, I can't wait to get back down there. If I can't do that, I'll probably try Norway again because that was my last cruise that was canceled because of the hurricane. It sailed, but we didn't go. We went south instead. Sean, hi from the UK. Do you think the casinos will be open on the UK only sailings this summer? And do you expect the Norwegian Cruise Line announcement soon? Yes, I expect it. We'll hear it this week from Norwegian Cruise Lines. They have repositioned 5 ships now. They have canceled cruises for 5 ships, all to free up redeployment. So you're going to see them heading out, and I think most of them are going to be in the UK. Maybe one will head down into the Med around Greece, like some of the other cruise lines are doing. But you're going to hear from it very soon. They're heavily into the works, and they did tell us to stand by as a travel agent. They told us stand by. It's on its way. Okay. What do we got? Have you been to Cuba? No, actually, Cuba is the one place I have not gone. Every time I get ready to go, something comes up political and it gets canceled. I was scheduled to go, I think, 4 months before, just after they shut it down the last time. It's going to probably reopen again. So I might try it again. I'm allowed to go as a Canadian, but I was going on an American cruise. So no, I would love to go down there. It's a different experience, I'm told. A very, very different experience. So I like doing things like that. I can't wait to try that out. What is going on with Miami Seaport and cruise ships? When will they open up? Rob, I really hope soon. I really, really hope soon, because they are losing not millions anymore. They're losing billions in those cruise ports. I think the Miami cruise port has had to lay off over half their staff now. Same thing out of Everglades. It's not good. It really isn't. And if you start adding up all the businesses that rely on it, the hotels, the only good thing is they're on the beach, and a lot of people have been heading to Florida to get away from winter. But when summer hits, the cruise ships aren't there. They're not going to have the same travel business that they had over the winter. So that's why a lot of pressure is being put right now. If cruises out of the United States are going by the end of the year, will there be Canadian flights available, or will it take long to ramp up? Canadian flights are actually expanding right now. They are expanding flights all into the Caribbean right now from Canada. They are now setting up more local flights from all the smaller airports in Canada that they had closed down, Air Canada, WestJet. So those flights are going to be coming. They're going to start up, and if cruising opens, you're going to see they'll ramp those planes up real fast. That's not the issue. If you're flying out of Canada, though, the big issue is we still have that quarantine here in Canada, which means when you come back, you still have to quarantine in a hotel for 3 days that the government makes you go to and pay for. You don't have a choice of what hotel. They tell you which one you're going to. There's like 5 in different cities that you have to go to. And it's like $2,000 a person while you're there waiting for a COVID test. If you test negative, then you're fine. You can go and finish it off in your house, but you still have to stay in your house till the 14 days are up. So when you add 14 days onto a 7-day cruise, people have to book a 3-week vacation. And not a lot of people are willing to do that. Hopefully that ends this summer, but who knows? Christy, $20 super chat. Thank you very much, everybody. Again, if I've missed anybody, sorry. One more time. Hello from Michigan. I'm booked on the Norwegian Blizz that departs 1 year from today. To the Mexican Riviera. Any advice on favorite excursions? Blizz departs today for the Mexican Riviera. Cabo, I imagine, is where you're going. Just spend some time wandering. When you're on a Cabo cruise, some of the best times I've had is just, if you're able to, hopefully by then you are, just get off the ship and go into towns, because it's pretty safe there. It's a tourist town. Do it with some more people, but I've had some amazing experiences and found some local restaurants, local bars, and then hit the beaches. You got to hit the beaches in Cabo because they're legendary in a lot of places. It's a pretty big party town now. It's becoming more and more one of those places you have to go from the West Coast. And a lot of people just head there for parties now. Spring break is huge in Cabo. So prepare yourself when you're heading on those cruises. Do you have a favorite port? Caribbean port. I like Aruba when I'm on a Caribbean cruise, because not a lot of cruise ships go to Aruba. It's a little further than, you have to be on a little longer cruise sometimes, or you have to be leaving from San Juan, but they don't have a lot of ships there. beautiful waters, beautiful snorkeling and scuba diving out there, gorgeous beaches, and not a lot of cruise ships go there on a regular basis. So when you do arrive, there's not 7 ships in port. It's your ship. And that is, I really, really like that out there. So yeah, Aruba is one of my favorites. I try and go there when I can. Sir Don, oh, Mr. M, okay. Any predictions on Princess Fleet? Well, Princess is sailing out of the UK, the Sky and the Regal. Regal, one of my favorite ships. The Sky I was on in, I think, December of 2019 now, or 2021, yeah, before all this started. Beautiful ships, great entertainment. Haven't heard them starting anywhere else. And I'm in touch with Princess a lot. But Carnival has like 100 ships that they have to spread out. And so they have Ada Cruise Line starting up in one location. They have Princess starting up in another location. So you're going to see them spreading their fleet out. So each cruise line has a little taste. Right now, the only little taste that really hasn't happened is Carnival. I haven't seen Carnival schedule anything from their ships. And I think they're just waiting for the US. They're going to be the US and they're going to plug all their ships here. So yeah, we have our fingers crossed, but at least in the UK, you're going to be able to sail on those 2 ships. A lot of people are asking, are there any restrictions? Yes, right now, a lot of the cruise ships out there say you have to have vaccinations. Also, you have to be UK resident to be able to sail on a lot of these. So they're probably going to open up to UK residents first when they, sorry, UK resident, the EU first. When they start opening it up to more international, and then they're going to maybe allow Americans and work from there. So there are a lot of restrictions, but most, if not the vast majority of all the cruises starting either in the Med or the UK are either going to be UK only cruises or EU only cruises. So it leaves us with our Caribbean brethren starting out up there. So yeah. Don for CDC president. I can never run for president because I'm too passionate. and I would have the cruising running right now all over the world. Question, is there a water taxi from Miami to Nassau or do I have to fly? You can take a ferry. There's like a jet ferry boat that goes across there. So yeah, I don't know how long it takes, but as a person who doesn't like to fly, if I lived in Miami, I would be taking that ferry across. Absolutely. It's just one more experience on water. Just be careful because when you're on those ferries, just like when you're going over to Cozumel from Cancun, when you're on those ferries, a lot of people get seasick on them because they get that jet going and it's flying. And for some reason, more people get sick on that than anything I've ever seen. So just be careful if you're thinking about doing that trip. Sharon Stockman, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it so much. What is your opinion about December out of US? I have back-to-back booked on the Oasis for Christmas. Nice. I was going to book a Christmas cruise too. Still might, but people around here get mad if I go away for Christmas. That's why we're going away on December 4th to there. I'm hoping it's going because I booked cruises in December as well. So I absolutely am hoping we are going by then. And I really hope a lot of the restrictions are taken away by then. I'm hoping that we don't have to worry about any of that stuff when we go. So fingers crossed. Karen's back. Karen, dang. I feel super chat challenged, but I have christening down. Christening down? I cannot seem to chat and super chat at once. It's okay. It's okay, Karen. We got your back, Karen. We got your back. I appreciate it so much. Again, everyone, wow. Has it been an hour already that we are on? Wow, it's flying. I got to there's some more super chats up there, Paul. Gotta get to them.
No, we got them all.
We got them all? All right, good. I'm glad. Any other quick questions that you need? Huh? Nigel, no more cruising for 2 years. Wrong. There's cruising now. There's cruising now. And they've proven they can do it safely. They absolutely have proven they can do it safely. So one more time before I say goodbye, again, I just want to say thanks everybody again for all your support. Thank you again so much for my mug. It made my week. And I just want to say, yeah, if you're waiting for any answers on that Rotterdam cruise for next October, the emails are going out tomorrow. And if you don't receive it by Monday, please email me back. But yeah, super chat again from Brandon. Karen super chat challenge accepted. Don for CD president. I think you guys, whenever you send into the CLIA, say please elect Don as our representative, because I will argue with them tooth and nail for that. Absolutely. It's funny because I like. What can I say? I think they're not looking at the current science. I think they're looking at old science, or just don't care, and that's my problem. So I'm hard on them, I know. But if I'm not ranting about don't touch my food, I guess I'm ranting about the CDC. Well, everybody, that's an hour. I just wanted to say again, thank you all for being here. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I hope you had a fantastic time. And I look forward to doing this again next month. And yeah, Suitcase is happy. I booked a cruise this week, and hopefully I can book one even sooner. Everybody out there, please stay safe. If you have your vaccine, I'm very happy for you. If you don't want a vaccine, that's fine. But if you want one and you got one, I'm really happy because I want one just so I can travel. Because I'm jealous of everyone going on a cruise. I absolutely am. Well, until next time, everybody, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. Good night, everybody. And I got to find the button to click. There we go.